we're past the point of no return, aren't we?
Yes, that is the reason that I think that this is either the reset that the elites are hoping for happens, or there's a complete meltdown and implosion, and we start with something fresh. But that meltdown and implosion is going to be very scary, and a lot of people are going to be hurt. The only people that will benefit out of it might be the crypto sector. I have no idea. Or I do know that holders of precious metals will have tremendous amounts of wealth transferred towards them just based on history. This has happened time and time again. It has never happened globally before. That's the scary part. We are living through this grand experiment that nobody knows about. I mean, the average person doesn't know what's going on. There's never been a time in world history where all currencies have been fiat currencies at the same time, simultaneously. And all fiat currencies throughout history have failed. The currencies that exist now were all born on August 15th, 1971. All of the world's currencies basically changed format. They were no longer the same on the 16th as they were on the 14th. On the 14th, they were backed by gold through the US dollar. On the 16th, they were promises to pay out of future tax collection. I mean, that was the day we decoupled from gold, the 15th, when Nixon took us off of it. And all of the world's currencies were backed by gold through the US dollar. And that was no longer the case on August 16th. So every currency on earth pretty much changed at that point. So the oldest fiat currencies that exist were born on that date. And I believe the average lifespan is about 27 or 30 years of a fiat currency, but there have been thousands upon thousands. I mean, there were actually thousands in the United States during the free banking era when any grocery store or there were currencies issued by railroads. Everybody could issue their own currency. A general store could pay for things with a claim check that could then be used at the general store to purchase goods and services. So there was actually, these currencies were worth less and less the further away from the currency's birthplace they got. So if it was being used in another town or another state, there was actually a big book that you could get to show all of the different currencies and see whether or not this note that you just got was a counterfeit currency, and it would have pictures of counterfeits along with the original currency so that you could tell the difference. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I think it was in my first book.
Let me ask you this, because all of this, your thesis, it would bode well for precious metals, gold and silver, unleashing a massive bull market. What are you thinking about as it relates to that bull market? What could that look like? I don't know if you have price targets in mind, but how do you see that playing out?
You know, price means nothing and value is everything. Everybody wants a price in US dollars when it is actually the dollar going down, not, it is gold gaining purchasing power.
Small ebook, big impact, the wealth tree. The only 4 ways that will make you financially free forever. Download it here for free.
Gold and silver throughout the centuries have a purchasing power that bounces up and down in a range. Currencies do this periodically. They all go to zero. What I see is all encapsulated in Chapter 7, and Chapter 7 is basically the point of the book. It's the difference between the 70s bull market and today. In the 70s, gold went up 25 times its initial price. Silver went up 41 times. The stock market went up like 1.5 times, and real estate went up like 2.5 times. Stocks, the Dow bumped its head on 1,000 points in 1966. And couldn't decisively break through until 1982. So it was just like no return whatsoever during massive inflation of the 70s. And so the Dow actually had an invisible crash that when you adjust it for inflation, it crashed by 73%. That's huge. Gold and silver made these massive gains where if you had sold a house at the beginning of the 70s and purchased gold, you could purchase almost 10 homes. It was over 9 homes that you could purchase in 1980. If you had sold a house and bought silver in the early 70s, you would then be able to purchase, I believe it's 16 homes and had like $90,000 left, $60,000 left over to put in your pocket, something a little bit less than the cost of a single family median price home. But where I see it going is buying many, many, many times more stuff. The price, it all depends on how much currency they create. How small do they make the purchasing power of the dollar? I've got something really cute here. 5 Japanese centavos. Look at the size of this. Here is the large format US bill, and here's the
Wow. Yeah.
$20 bill from today. So this tiny little note, 5 Japanese centavos in English, not in Japanese. I believe this was used during Japanese occupation of the Philippines. And my father brought that, had this, he was stationed in Europe in World War II, but this doesn't, I mean, I have a box on my desk that I'm probably going to take. I've got currency from all over the world here from various times, and none of it purchases anything. It's not worth anything today except as a collector's item. Some of these things are worth something. So these come from all different countries. And as a currency ages, and I always I've got this thing of $100 trillion bills
Oh, wow.
from Zimbabwe, and another one here printed just 1 year earlier. So there's 1 year between these two bills. This is a 1, and you could buy something with it. This is 100 trillion, and you couldn't buy anything with it. It was worthless. Same currency being printed into oblivion in just a single year. And I believe that was the third time they had done that. The public keeps on falling for this over and over and over.
Yeah.
During that period of time, when people did turn back to gold, there were YouTube videos on it about how people would start panning for gold. And it gains tremendously in purchasing power because very few people have it. And right now, if you look at gold as a percentage of global financial assets, people don't own it.